Kian, say hello, mate.
Hello.
So basically, there's been a video today released by Spencer FC, Spencer Owen, FIFA player, whatever you want to call him, owner of hashtag, and his brother Seb on golf, explaining his relationship with the F2 freestylers, sorry, and about the Wembley Cup. So we're gonna go through that video today, and we're gonna give so what is it? Our personal opinions and seeing everything that's happened in the YouTube community with Stephen, with XO,
Jack,
with the
mate,
F2,
all that.
Jack mate. I mean, Carl's team was never really part of it. Rebel, they've never really touched on it, so we can't really give anything from Rebel, but a lot has come out, so we're going to touch on it today. It's hot news. We're actually doing it on time for once as well. So yeah, King ready to start, mate. He's got the plan as usual. So,
The manager, of course.
mate, you
Well,
should be getting dollar for this.
I should. I've not. It's not only you that I've done this for. It's just a natural thing that always happens.
No.
Um, I'd say the first thing we should touch upon is like what our opinions of the F2 are.
Yeah, 100%.
So, of them individually, I think Billy, alright guy, seems decent enough. Very talented at what he does. Has a decent fan base.
Yeah.
Jeremy Swaz Lynch.
Swaz. The Swaz Tech is himself.
Safe to say, an
A
absolute
little bit,
potato.
yeah. A little bit of a cheeky monkey. We're
It's
keeping it
just,
PG for the first 5 minutes because YouTube, and then we'll throw our like actual thoughts out for this one.
genuinely, I think Billy, alright guy, Jeremy, he just seems like just, just seems like one of the worst guys. And I wish I could say the opposite because obviously people have been watching him for years and
Yeah.
watched them grow because Spencer collaborated with them 8 years ago on Copper 90.
Yeah,
Like,
mate, that
so
was his big break, wasn't it? Copper 90.
he was with them when they was young, coming
Yeah.
up. Well, not young because obviously Billy's in his 30s still, but it's just it's a sad situation to see because Spencer's been dragged into some scrutiny for no reason.
No, but I think that's why you made the video.
I mean, Spencer, my opinion on him, he is the Don of football YouTube, in my opinion.
I mean, you've
He,
got
he owns a club for Christ's sake in
yeah.
non-league.
I mean, hashtag United. The fact is, I think this is going to be my first point. Actually, you've got hashtag United, which is this very like mentally sound club that has basically spent. Spencer has always said, as long as it's financially viable, I'll do it for the team, and he wants to run a team that doesn't make money as such, but doesn't go under. F2 Freestylers obviously makes F2 FC. Jeremy Lynch, very, savvy with money, wants to invest a lot, shows off he's got a lot of money, obviously owns the Lambo, Audi R8, and collapses the
Got
club
the
because he's
Audis.
put too much money in it and it can't financially run anymore.
Uh, I'd say the whole situation with hashtag. I mean, they're playing their first FA Cup game tomorrow.
Yeah,
Like that's mental. Whereas F2FC is on the downfall because of Billy and Jeremy having a now reportedly strained relationship. So
yes,
the F2 Academy, there's some dodgy dealings with that. Because apparently what they do is they get obviously I think it's the age of 14 they bring in,
yeah,
and when they mature to the age of adulthood, they sort of coerce them into their agency, and then they're
Yeah.
locked in. Now that goes against quite a few guidelines.
Yeah, it's not
In
breaking the rules, but it's like it's being morally wrong.
the moral guidelines broken tremendously. There's been reports that they've stopped other, like, apparently if you go with our academy you can't sign for hashtag. You're not allowed to, which that is illegal.
It depends if they sign a contract or not. Like Messi's never allowed to sign for Real Madrid.
It's illegal to say someone can't do something that's not involved with that club.
You're
Because
allowed to
ultimately,
say you're not
Messi
allowed to
could.
leave my club to go to this certain club, but if say Todd, I'm making this name up if you can't tell, Todd leaves the F2 Freestylers, F2
God.
FC, I don't know, goes to Billericay Town and then hashtag United, that's absolutely fine, but they're not allowed to leave F2 for hashtag, which, okay, Messi in Barcelona and Madrid was with Ronaldo, that makes sense because they're fighting for the top league in their country. Like, I'm sure someone like Aguero probably won't be able to leave for United after the Carlos Tevez saga and everything, which makes sense. But to do that in non-league is just pure pettiness. They're not even in the same league, you know? Like, they're nowhere near each other. It's just pettiness, I think, from them. It has to be a them when we talk about the F2 academy and thing as well, because they both signed the contract. So that is a negative against both of them. But yeah,
I'd say if you compare the two clubs, hashtag versus F2FC, if I could choose to go to one of those teams, I know which one I'm choosing.
mate, get me under the managerialship of devs
Big J
all day,
Devereaux.
every day.
He's a bold fella, but a good fella.
Very good fella.
Um, I think something we need to touch upon as well is, um, well, I can't believe from what I heard in that, like, I don't know, it's not a podcast, it's more just, I don't know what it is, but
It's an
the
IMO.
pre
It's just a
yeah,
longer IMO, isn't it?
it is, and I can't believe that what I'm hearing about their previous dealings.
I
So
mean, guys, hold on. I need to be frank with the viewers. I haven't watched it all yet. I've been at work all
yeah,
day and
I'm
got
gonna be
back,
leading
had
this.
food on the table, and listened to 20 minutes of it whilst I was in the shower. So Kian is going to be leading this one. But
Oh,
from what I've
happy
heard
for
so
you.
far, like it's just horrendous.
So we'll start early on. Uh, at the first Wembley Cup, um, this wasn't just the F2. This was the whole Sidemen team who also fought this.
Yeah.
They said the teams were unfair. You got both of the F2, and Spencer explains
That's
this.
the fault
By
of
the way,
EE.
this isn't in that long one that's been released. This is one from the previous one when it
Yeah,
was
this
brought up
was.
slightly, but um, Spencer tried making it one team gets one of Billy and Jeremy, and
Yeah.
the other team gets the other. Jeremy says, they don't say anything. They just refuse.
I
They won't separate for anything.
EE was against it anyway because they wanted to sell.
Yeah, EE didn't. EE
They
wanted
wanted
F
to
two to
sell
be
the
together.
F2. You know, you sell the F2. You have 14-year-old kids who like doing keepy uppies buying tickets to see
But
the
it's weird.
F2.
The first game there was no audience.
No, true
So
actually.
it wouldn't have made that much of a
Yeah,
difference.
I
But
forgot about that.
in
There was
this
no crowd.
in the second one, um, Billy and Jeremy had to pull out for an injury because I was going to be on the Well of Wanderers because Spencer wanted to make it be like, okay, this is 100% fair now. You've got them. We'll try and win with what we've got.
Yeah, which makes, I mean, obviously Billy got the injury to his ankle, and because they are a brand, because they are the F2, Jeremy went, I've got surgery in 2 months anyway. I'll bring that back. We can both recover together, both get back out making football videos, which makes perfect sense. But it was a little bit of a bad move for not even turning up to the game. They didn't even
Yeah,
sit
but
on the bench.
Spencer asked Jeremy if he could turn up and be like an assistant manager
Yeah,
for
well,
Stuart
Wanderers.
Pearce, and
And
this is the quote of when Jeremy went, "I don't do anything without Billy," but then
he went on this
he
morning, 2 days later.
this morning without Billy. It's just very contradicting. I'd say in the third one, obviously it was hashtag versus the F2. The F2 weren't happy that they had to have a team of YouTubers
No,
because that, to be honest, we all knew hashtag would dominate.
I mean, what was it, 6-1?
6-1, yeah, they got thrashed. Jeremy scored a penalty, so I guess he can like live off that for the rest of his life.
Probably is.
Um, and they were not pleased at all because the situation with William Gallas, apparently, they said, "Oh, you got Gallas in to help you and you're cheating." But Spencer did his research. He had four legends in mind that because Rio Ferdinand had to pull out,
Yeah.
and they had to get four. And he said, "I'm gonna pick the worst one." And there was that video of William. You ever seen it? William Gallas playing in Australia.
Oh, he looked terrible.
Like
He
that's like
looked
it's like
so
he'd never
awful.
played football before.
And then he put in a man of the match performance for bloody hashtag.
And then
Obviously, he didn't get
yeah,
man of
go
the
ahead,
match.
mate.
Man of the match went to Scotty B, right?
Yep, Scotty Pollock. Never forget the name. Where was I? Oh yeah, the third year there wasn't that much controversy, but they was annoyed, like really annoyed that they got well, in their words, well not in their words, but they essentially were like we got shafted.
You were losing to XO with 2 minutes left.
Yeah, that was the most recent one. This is the one where all the drama is.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously beforehand they said we have to have Steven Gerrard or it's not fair. Despite
They actually said in a board meeting with 10 days to go or something that if we don't have Steven Gerrard, we're boycotting.
yeah, this is the third one
Yeah.
because in the most
They had
recent
him
draft,
They literally had him anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
Spencer was going to give Steven Gerrard anyway,
Yeah.
and he agreed. But in the fourth one, the four legends were Essien, Perez, Trezeguet, and who was it? Cafu. So F2 got Trezeguet, Spencer got Perez, hashtag and all that. Rebel got Essien, and
Exo
EXO got
Cafu.
Cafu.
Yeah.
Cafu, yeah.
I would,
And
to be
Cafu
fair,
was
like to make it fair, I
amazing.
would have given Rebel Cafu and
Nah,
XOSEN, but
nah. Cafu was great.
oh, he was amazing.
Them,
Yeah, he played really well, but
them losing was not because of Cafu.
no.
Cafu carried them at the back. Of course, he's arguably the best right back ever.
Yeah.
But the whole draft situation. But before that, we need to touch upon the group stage, the situation with the match ending early.
Yeah.
Essentially, what's happened here is obviously everyone knows that the game with XO ended 1-0. The ref blew, I think it was 2 to 3 minutes early, and no one knows. And to be honest, they should have rightfully been annoyed,
Yeah,
like because that's cost them. Obviously, they won it, but let's say they didn't, that could have been detriment to them winning. But it is only a YouTube competition, so they need to calm down with that.
yeah,
Um, what you see on camera is um, like it seems like straight away um, it's they do one for each team. It's Seb for hashtag, it's Lawrence for XO, it's Billy for F2, and it's Calfreezy for Rebel. And they
yeah.
all stood there, and then Akin Fen was like, "So we're given the option when it can do a replay. Are you going to take it?" And then Billy's like, "Listen, lads, there was only a minute or two left. You was 1-0 up. We could take it, but we're going to be sportsmen about it. We're going to say there's no rematch. You've won." And they gave them the victory. Um, what people didn't realise, I didn't realise until this thing came out, that was a whole 3 hour saga of the F2 threatening to have the entire competition called off. They went to behind the scenes, went all the way up to the like board a bit, and was like, "No, this is an embarrassment. Like, you can't. We're the biggest football group on the planet. Like, you can't do this to us. This will embarrass us."
Mm.
All because they lost to XO. And the reason why it's Seb representing hashtag and not Spencer is because Spencer refused to go on camera because of what Jeremy was acting like behind the scenes. Because they got all the, I think they got all like the leaders, which are like the Freezy of like Rebel and all that. Got them in a room, and Spencer was like, "Listen, Jeremy, what is the main issue here? We want to resolve this." Jeremy doesn't say a word. Spencer goes, "Jeremy, just tell us what's like, what are your main concerns?" Jeremy apparently looks him in the eye and goes, "Spencer doesn't always get what he wants." Spencer's annoyed by this and he's like, "Jeremy, we've got to try and resolve this issue. Like, we've got to sort it out." And
Yeah.
then Jeremy says the exact same thing to him again, and he's just throwing a massive temper tantrum and all that. And so they resolved that. Spencer refuses to be anything, and we'll move on to the draft. So obviously, hashtag finished top. I think it was Rebel second. Was it? No, Rebel finished last. It was hashtag XO, F2, and then Rebel. So they had to do all the draft picks. Um, yeah, they hashtag had to do it in a way where originally what it should have been is if you won the group, you get the first pick of the legend, then you go last on the YouTuber.
Yeah.
Spencer was forced into the team who won the league would get the first pick of the YouTuber, and then whoever finished last got the legend. So he literally had, essentially, Spencer had to set himself up to lose because another thing that the F2 demanded from EE is that hashtag can't use most of their non-league players. Like
There was so many players that missed out, wasn't there?
they were, I I don't know the play. I'm not going to try and say the players who weren't allowed, but essentially they was allowed. I know Tom Williams was playing, former player who played for Cyprus, West Ham, and all that.
Yeah.
Um, and a few others, but they was told you can't play certain players because they're too good. Which, I mean,
Like the
that's not
F2
fair.
were fucking like in the academies of Arsenal and Spurs.
Rebel had Jesse Waller-Lassen, who played for Tottenham.
Yeah.
He went on to then later on play for Hashtag in non-league. It's ridiculous.
Oh
F2.
dear.
I know he's not his dad, but Callum Best is the son of one of the best footballers to ever live in George Best.
Yeah.
Like, come on,
Com-
it is. It
Be
doesn't make
serious
sense.
here, lads.
Um,
You've got George Best's son on your team.
whereas XO have Stephen Tries.
And Will Lenny.
Well, Lenny.
Thing against
Um,
I mean that best
yeah.
tackle ever.
The main issue with the draft was it wasn't that hashtag had to essentially shoot themselves in the foot. It was what was said by the F2 to Spencer because it was. Can't, yes, I do remember. Um, they get asked. The F2 get asked about. They say, "Oh, did you watch Food Play on Instagram? Did you see the views it got?" And Spencer makes a little joke of, "Ah, look at them. They only care about the views. Don't care about the ability." It's a nice little joke about that. And
I mean, and
then
literally all Jeremy speaks about is
and then
money and
I don't
views.
know. And then again they say, "Oh, Trezeguet, he did an insane Roma flick. It went viral." And then Spencer again goes, "Oh, mate, see, told you. That's what they're all about." Jeremy goes, "Oh, let's pull up Spencer's social blade. Go on, let's pull it up." And just nothing right. Just say like, I don't know. But don't bring like monetization into it. It's such a cheap get out.
Yeah, just be like, obviously Spencer's joking about views, so just be like, if you really want to dig, just be like, oh, what's your most viewed video or something like something about views because obviously that's what Spencer was alluring to. Social Blade deals with money as well. That was the main topic of that comment about Social Blade.
Apparently, I've been reading comments all day, and there was someone who was, I think it was a groundsman who had two experiences with Swaz. Apparently, he was playing a charity match. He turned up 30 minutes late and delayed kickoff, and literally about 80% of the fans were there for him.
Yeah, of
Was the
course. Like
F2? They were like
he's
14
that
years old,
massive.
and on the pitch, he was rough. He was treating it like it was the Champions League final, and then apparently the insults would be like, "Ah, oh, I earn more money than you. I've got an owl." It just all sorts of just disgusting stuff.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like it's not foul, but it's you just look at him and you go, "Shut up."
You have money.
And
Do you like want a round of applause or what?
and to be honest, this fan might be lying. This comment might not be real, but the rest of the story ends with when obviously the game ends. Obviously when the game's over, you stand outside, you wait for the players to come out, you get your photos, you get your autographs. Not Spencer. Jeremy was with his agent,
Yeah.
and the steward goes up to him. The commentator was listening, and a steward went up to him and went, "Oh, the fans are out there to meet you." Apparently, Jetters goes, "Oh, for F's sake!" And he's asking if there's an alternate way out, so he doesn't have to meet him.
Oh my god.
Like this is the type of guy we're dealing with. Someone who, on camera,
The people that have
will,
literally made you your money.
I know, It's ridiculous. It's no, just the whole business with Jeremy now. I don't see how anyone wants to collab with Jeremy now. Why would you?
I mean, you wouldn't. Let's be honest.
I mean, according to people like the Sidemen, like Joe Weller, they say, listen, nothing but good from Jeremy. Like, we've never had a bad experience with him.
Do you know why?
But,
They've got more subscribers.
hmm, that's exactly what it is. Apparently, at Soccer Aid, him and Billy, actually no, Billy's nice. Apparently, Jeremy is a lot more quieter because obviously he's not the biggest guy in a room.
Yeah.
Like when you get like Jose Mourinho managing the team, or
Yeah.
I don't know, you got someone like Ollie Mers playing for them. You're not gonna like, people love Ollie
Can
Mers.
you
I
imagine
think
Jeremy Lynch stepping up to fucking Mourinho and Mourinho just like brings up Porto or something? Pay to see that.
hmm, that'd be funny. Um, yeah, the fourth Wembley Cup was a shambles. First of all, the whole setup was
Yeah.
terrible. Like I can't blame Spencer because he didn't want to do this. He sort of like coerced him into it. But obviously, half an hour matches, not great.
No.
There wasn't a result that went past 1-0. One of them went to that last man standing thing.
Yeah.
There was three goals. There was Jesse Waller-Lasson um,
Rebel.
for Rebel. There was some F2 penis he scored. I don't remember who it is. And then obviously Trezeguet in the final scoring.
Yeah.
It was just not fun to watch. And the numbers, if F2 think they're so big, as soon as EXO went out, the
The
numbers
number
dropped by
dropped.
by 2/3.
Yeah.
People were there for them. Like I was supporting hashtag because I've watched hashtag grow.
I was
I
supporting
wanted
hashtag.
it, but I obviously, if F2 would have won, I'd have been well happy. Even if Rebel would have won, I don't mind Rebel. I like Calfreezy and all that.
Yeah.
Just F2. Obviously F2 won the competition.
Yeah.
It was a very boring final. Uh, the main thing in the game with XO that people point out was when Jeremy Lynch pushed over Stephen.
Yeah.
Also bumped into him, knocked him over. Um, like if you're gonna try and make yourself look hard and tough,
Don't after
push over
Steven tries.
push over someone a bit more significant,
Not
not
insignificant,
Stephen.
because Steven's massive, but as in popularity wise, just don't push over someone that's 5'8" and built like a twig.
Stupid, honestly. Like, what did he think he was going to achieve?
Don't know, mate.
And the thing is, when he goes past, Jeremy just lets Stephen push him.
Yeah.
Stephen, he gives him a shove. Jeremy just stands there and lets him do it. Like, if that was me, I'd be reacting,
Yeah.
even if I did push him over first.
Will
Like,
you do the honours and check the comments, please?
I can do.
Thank you.
Um,
I'm
I'd
halfway through a
say
race, so
the main thing that annoyed me
yeah.
about Jeremy was the interviews.
What, the post match?
Well, there was the first one after
Because the one after the
hashtag.
final really like pissed me off.
The first one was when hashtag got knocked out, and Jeremy's
Yeah.
going on, and he says the line of, "That's what happens when you get a Premier League ref who's not on Spencer's payroll," and he drops the mic. Now,
Yeah.
the bit I always notice is Billy. He
Cringes.
looks. He's like,
Physically, yeah.
why? He's like, why have you just said that? Uh, quick shout. Hello, Billy O'Connor. Hello,
Hello, Billy,
Cadwell.
mate. Hello,
And
James,
hello,
mate.
Sam Scott.
Sam Scott.
Yeah, Sam
Hello,
Scott.
Sam,
Yeah.
mate.
Um, Obviously, there's the one where the final one,
Yeah.
the one everyone knows, what the one where he's purposefully advertising his own brand deal when Spencer's got his own brand deal on a video on his production,
Yeah.
which is a scumbag move in itself. Um,
I mean, without Spencer, none of this would have happened, you know, like, as
it,
well.
the only reason Jeremy's there because Spencer sent him an invite.
Yeah, all the
Like he
times as
wouldn't
well.
be there if it wasn't for Spen Doggy Dog.
Big up Spendard to get dog, we love him.
Obviously, he mentions this whole business with there's apparently some shady dealings going on behind the scenes.
Mm.
Brings up the whole, oh, you ain't seen the WhatsApp group. That line just makes me cringe. Like, what are
Yeah.
you, five? It's ridiculous. Um, yeah, just
Of course they're gonna have a fucking
selling
WhatsApp
it.
group. They're a football team.
No, no, he's on about like what's been said in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
But Spencer and Seb addressed it on the thing. I was like, listen, if you want us to put out this WhatsApp group, we can happily do that. We look nothing bad it won't make us look bad.
Yeah.
It's biggest man child, honestly. And now he does TikTok, and it's just, as Spencer said, you don't need personality for 15 seconds.
Ooh.
That's what he says. It's great. Um, I if I could have what did you when you was watching it live? What did you think?
What of the comment?
Yeah, of the WhatsApp group thing, or like
It's just so childish,
probably
isn't it?
represent Spencer's new
Like,
it
like,
is.
okay, promoting your own brand, yeah, is business minded. I get that. It's still a dick move, but I get that. Whereas, like, just call it, oh, WhatsApp group, look what they've said about me. Are you five, mate? Like, honestly, oh my god, I've been fucking hell, mate.
The next thing to touch up upon is we're moving on. Well, moving on for now from Spencer and Jeremy. We're going to talk about the whole business with Stephen and Jeremy.
Yeah,
Now, it started off with XO when F2 did a collaboration. Geordie and Stephen went to go uh, play the F2 at, I think it was a heading game
yeah,
and a penalty shootout. That was the F2. Then I think XO challenged them to a game of Jenga, a game of Jenga and Mr. and Mrs.
yep.
Like they just wanted to have some fun. The football challenge, nothing really bad, but you see at the start, um, literally the first thing that Jeremy brings up is the Audi. This is the first thing he brings up, and you can see Stephen's face like, what is happening? Is it real? Um, then next thing, like obviously they do the football challenges. Nothing bad happens in the football challenges. It looks all right. Seem to be having fun.
Yeah,
Then during the Jenga, everything's all right. Like they're having fun there. Then Mr. and Mrs. comes along. Apparently behind the scenes, it had to be called Mr. and Mister because Jeremy said no, we're not calling it Mr. and Mrs. So all immediately it's like, okay.
Jesus. Like,
Um, they asked a question. Jeremy answered it, and then he said, "No, we've got to delete it. People might find out where I live." Do you know what the question was?
what?
If your house was burning down and you could pick one item to bring, what would you bring?
You what?
That was the question. And do you know what the answer was? This is all on Jack Mate's podcast. A ladder. A ladder. And Stephen says, I think he misunderstood the question. Quick, get the ladder. It's just, um, just Stephen said, listen, he might be all right, but we just didn't click at all. Like he's a total nightmare if you're working with him. In
Yeah.
his personal life, he might not be as bad, but from what we've seen of him, he looks horrendous.
Yeah.
There's a moment in that video where Mr. and Mrs. they ask what's their favourite sex position,
Alright.
and uh, True Geordie says doggy style, and
Yes, true.
Stephen says the hungry professor, but he meant the nutty professor. And literally, if you watch it, Billy lets out a little laugh but covers his face. Because they got to try and stay on brand. Jeremy, literally, he's just sat there straight faced. Not. Oh my god. He looks really annoyed. And you're like, why is it
James
joke?
just don't know why Billy is there. What do you mean by that, mate?
Huh?
So,
What was that?
James has said, do you think the F2 actually like each other, or do you think they do it because they want to just get the videos out?
Uh, well, to answer that, as I said earlier on,
They
they've got.
did. They
Apparently,
were.
they've
You
got.
could tell they were
Uh,
really close.
apparently, their relationship has been strained, probably from some things that Jeremy has done.
Yeah.
And they're selling their businesses. They've sold Rascal already, apparently, and they're now going into their own thing.
Imagine
So,
having a Rascal tracksuit. How fucking stupid would you
yeah,
feel
Liam,
right now? Yeah, who would have that? Please don't.
when did you buy that?
When I was 14 and wanted to become an F2
Does it still
member.
fit you?
No, mate. You saw what I'm like at 14. You can see what I'm like now. Of course, it doesn't fit me.
I was
I was
gonna
a
say
small at 14.
for the next drinks out, you're wearing that.
Me
That's
rocking
what
up
you
in a
wear.
Rascal tracksuit.
That'd be great. Just like, just I'll get you like a cardboard cutout of Swazz's face. Just make you wear that. That'd be
Oh, that
fun.
just screams I'm a belle, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Nah.
Where was I? Anyway, before the do you think they like each other?
Um,
Oh, the
Stephen
Mr. and
Trask.
Mrs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mr. and Mrs. Just Jeremy looks really like it looks like he doesn't want to be there, and Stephen because he's not laughing, and it looks like he doesn't want to be there because he's like, oh god, they're not, they're making this really awkward.
Yeah.
Um, we'll move on to what happened behind the scenes of the Wembley Cup. Now, this has all been leaked. Not all of it, but the main bit of
But
it has
yeah, a
been
large
leaked.
majority of it has.
Um, there's been a video by. Um, I'll get his thing up because I messaged him the other day saying, "Oh, it's good that you've shown this out," and he's like, "Yeah." Where is he? Here he is. It's AJ Lewis. That's it. Yeah, he let out some of the footage showing it's it's like a group huddle. It's Stephen, Stephen's dad, hashtag Harry, Willenese editor,
Kieran.
Adam Bolt, yeah,
Yeah.
Adam Boltwood on one side, and then on the other side it's Man Like Hacks, Jeremy, and some of the other F2 lot.
Yeah. Billy.
I'm not sure if Billy was there. He's not in the video, but he could have been there.
Yeah.
Apparently their agent was there.
Right. Of course he was. He's fucking
Um,
everyone.
and this is all coming from AJ Lewis, because he was literally right there.
Yeah.
Um, it's you can see it. It's Jeremy goes up to Stephen. Is like, "Oh, my mate's funnier than you," and Stephen's like, "Okay." And they're trying really, really hard to try and intimidate Stephen, failing massively.
Yeah, of course.
Man like Hacks is like going, "Oh mate, whatever you do, it's dead. Why do I want to put someone dead like you on my thingy?" And Stephen's like, "I've got more followers and subscribers than you. What are you talking about?" And then Jeremy says something. I didn't understand what he said, but it caused Stephen to raise his voice and be like, "So why didn't you reply then? When I made my video, why didn't you reply?" And he looks frustrated. He's like, "Why are you now confronting me?" Actually,
Yeah.
just to go off this for a second, on the pitch, before they went out, like back into the tunnel after they lost, Stephen was out applauding the fans. I think his man like Hacks went up to him and started threatening him in front of children.
No, I don't know
And
much about this man like character, mate. But he
he's a
sounds like a bit of
terrible.
a one
He
of
made
those, you know.
one. He made one funny video, and he tried carrying on, and he's just
Let's have a look at this man like
so
hacks.
unfunny. Like he calls himself an Instagram comedian. Like that just cancels it out. That's an oxymoron. That's
228k, 25 vids. Fair play.
like it's just ugh. Like it has nothing going for him. Like
Why does he look like a collapsed Nero?
he does, doesn't he? Does. he he was giving it the big one, going up. He says, "Oh, if I was in a boxing room with Stephen Tries, I'd knock him out. It'd be game over for him."
Oh, if
He was like,
that's Stephen, he's not a boxer.
"Yeah," and and then he says like, "Ah, his channel's dead. It's a dead thing. Why do I want him involved?" And then Stephen's like, "I've got 70k subscribers. You've got 10k." And then Malahaz
Yeah,
just like
because
keep
this
going,
was
"Oh, you're dead."
Stephen's. This was when Stephen was still relatively unknown, wasn't it?
A funny. This is when Stephen was on. There was I don't know how many subscribers he had at that point. There wasn't. He was nowhere near a million. Nowhere near it.
No.
But I remember Stephen tries his dad in the background. Is like when like you're doing a photo, you're doing like bunny ears and all that.
Yeah. Hello. Well,
Sorry,
we've
the mic
lost
cut out there.
Kian. Oh, hello. You're
The mic
back.
cut out. I was doing. What was I saying?
Stephen's
Stephen
bunny
tries his
ears.
dad. He was doing the bunny ears behind Man Like Hax's, and then he realizes that looks at his dad and goes, "Mate, relax yourself," like he's gonna do something. And it's so funny. Like, what are you gonna do? And then he's going to Stephen like, "You got nothing going for you. What's your future like? What's your future like?" And Stephen's like, "Ah, is that really what it's about?" And like he's more dead. get a dead ting, in his words. And then out of nowhere,
Mate, Stephen has 1 million more subscribers than him. He does at the moment.
out of nowhere, the big Geordie himself comes in. He comes in and he pushes, not pushes, but he like moves Stephen away. He's like, "Is everything all right here?" He then looks at his man like hacks who he backs off. He's like, "Oh God!" And then Drew Geordie goes, "I think you need to fucking calm down and shut the f up." And then he proceeds to take Stephen away,
Yeah.
like, away from the situation, like an adult. And man like Hack suddenly then gets on his tiptoes as he's walking in going, "Oh, little gay mate, go and F off, you fat." Oh, it's so embarrassing. In the space of 2 seconds, he's been homophobic and fat shamed someone, and he's trying to make himself look good. it's, it's honestly, it is such an embarrassing situation to watch. And like you look at it,
I've
and
got the video. I have now saved the video of AJ Lewis, and we'll be watching this later.
I messaged this AJ Lewis saying, "Listen, that's a good video. You've done some good there by showing this."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, thanks for the
How's he
support."
only
And I
got
was like, "Yeah."
600 subs?
He was invited by the F2's agent, like, because I don't know how he got it, but he was invited there, and he was in the backstage area with the whole thing. Like he saw everything.
Yeah.
Um, and there's a situation with the trophy. Obviously, Jeremy, he was going up to all the teams, trying to annoy him, showing off the trophy and all that, saying stuff about he makes more money than them. And somehow, we don't know how, but I'm thinking like he was pushed or something. The trophy got smashed. And what what you see on this Edgy Lewis and Spencer actually commented on the video and was like, "We had the trophy for 3 years, never broke once, ever for 5 minutes, smashed it all over the place."
Oh,
Um, it's I just the little amount of respect I have for Jeremy Lynch. Like I'll say this now, when it was 4 years ago, I did like Billy. I didn't not like Jeremy, but I didn't like him either. I always preferred Billy out of the two.
out of the two, Billy's the more, yeah, I'd say, like, approachable character. That's how he comes across on the
Well,
videos
Billy,
anyway.
well, Billy's the family man. He's got his family. He's talked about his mental health problems before. He's put a good light on that. Jeremy's done a Halloween song in a Batman outfit with his Audi.
That, to be fair, I'm not gonna lie, that video kind of banged.
You know, it didn't. It made him a joke.
No,
It
no,
made him,
views wise.
yeah, views wise. But would you get rid of dignity for views?
Um, Welcome, guys, to the Liam White channel.
Hmm.
No, no, I wouldn't. Like,
It's
it would, like, at that level of literal stardom, celebrity level, why do that? I mean, obviously Cal did a song and the Sidemen have done songs, but it all works.
there's a massive
Jeremy's
difference.
didn't. Like,
JJ has
Jeremy's
one.
didn't.
JJ has wanted to be a rapper. This is KSI. He's wanted to be a
Yeah.
rapper since he was a child.
Yeah. And
Toby,
obviously,
before, Toby
oh,
before YouTube was a producer for music, and he did
yeah.
rapping. Obviously, the Sidemen are friends with JME, good friends with JME.
I mean,
Like they,
Simon as well is very underrated.
I
Like,
think Simon's
Simon's
alright.
so good.
Rota Shaw did the best. diss track of all time.
Nah. Vic did the best diss track of all time.
You're a Korma, and I'm a
No
Vindaloo.
way. You're a bad
It's the
boy.
best.
You can grab the
That's the best
shoe.
line. That is the best line of the whole thing.
Nah. I've got your mum twerking for my rupees is the best line.
Hmm. Um, I'd I'd
Anyway, enough
say
about diss tracks.
if I was assuming something, I'd assume that a lot of the people at the Wembley Cup didn't like Jeremy Lynch.
What, a lot of the players?
I'd say a lot of them didn't like him, to be honest. I
I don't
really
think
would.
any of the hashtag boys liked him. Don't think
No.
any of the XO boys liked him.
No, no, definitely not. Apparently,
Whereas Rebel was kind of like never really had in any interaction. Apart, obviously Cal did, but
Rebel's different. Rebel is like,
Rebel was made for the Wembley Cup.
no, it
Like
had been around before. It had been around before that, but it was like there was no choice whether to put them in because obviously everyone was talking about who's better, hashtag or Rebel, like what was going to happen here,
mm.
and it finally happened and hashtag beat him. I think it was 3-0.
Sorry, XO
Um,
was made for the Wembley Cup. My mistake. I said Rebel. I meant XO. Sorry.
yeah, well, EXO was a channel before that, but then there was like, oh, do you want to take part? Because Spencer knew people are gonna want to watch
Views,
them.
mate. Views. Like obviously, Will has been in the charity matches. Um, I was especially after that incident, that tackle. Everyone just
Uh,
wanted to see, and obviously Stephen. Everyone wanted to see Brian on the pitch.
I
Like,
want them to do another one. I do, and I want them to make. I do like the idea of the 14 thingy, but in the, I know it's really hard, but they should not make it 30 minutes.
the
I
only
think
reason why they made it 30 minutes and 4 clubs was because of obviously Spurs.
they needed to adapt it,
They needed to
make it.
adapt it, and Spurs was in there. Spurs now had Wembley as their home stadium.
I if I could make like a 14 tournament, I'd have hashtag in there.
Yep.
Can't have Rebel FC because they've dissolved.
Don't
Can't have
want the
EXO.
F2.
That EXO they've given up now.
Yeah.
I'd have hashtag SE Dons. That'd be good. The trash talk would be great for that one. I'd have oh what are they called? I wouldn't bring the F2 back.
I would
Spencer is
bring. Was it like Garden FC?
Garden SE Theo Baker's
Theo
team.
Bakers.
I don't think they're high enough yet to go in.
Yeah, but people would want to see it, especially after Theo Baker's run and finish. Like he's a
Yeah, they could.
talented player. Obviously, like player. When we say talented, we mean of this level, of the level that hashtag are, and
F2 would never go back in there.
F2 can't unless
Spencer is now Spencer
Billy
has now said
goes away and starts his own club.
Spencer has said I'm not working with Jeremy again.
Yeah. I mean, he says he's literally the worst person on YouTube.
It's the worst person, yeah. I think I'd love to see hashtag. I think SE Don should become non-league.
Yeah.
I thought Rebel should have become non-league. The only reason they folded was because they lost Jesse Wallason and Chris Newby.
Yeah.
they would. That's the reason they folded because hashtag took their players. Which like you can't have a go at hashtag for it. Like
Not
they want to make
players
their team
and
better.
obviously hashtag a league club. Well, non-league club, but still in the football league structure, in the English league structure, you know. So and you're not
Well,
gonna fault the boys for leaving either.
well, they are now a non-league team. They've got to think about what's best for them.
Yeah, and Rebel didn't like Cal didn't mind. Obviously, Cal knows business. So
And Carl knows what he wants. Obviously, he probably would have wanted Rebel to continue, but he probably realised, uh, just leave
we're
this
just
for
gonna keep
now.
losing our best players. Like
Like I can't like hashtag. They're now my new non-league team because obviously originally it was Salford,
yeah,
but now I am following hashtag. As soon as they have a match out, I watch it. I
I haven't
think
actually been watching the matches recently. I'm not gonna lie. Like
I've been watching them. I'm not going to try and be like, oh, I've watched them since the first game. I watched the first game I watched with them was the Comedians 11 game.
yeah, they
Uh,
absolutely like they battered that, didn't they?
I think it was 23-1.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, they thrashed them absolutely, and now they're about to take on. I think it's Park the UFC in the FA Cup.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Mental.
That's,
Um, do I think Jeremy or Billy will get signed by hashtag? No, I can gladly say that.
like Jeremy, definitely not. Because he does reiterate throughout the video that he doesn't really have a problem with Billy. The only problem he's got is by association, by brand.
Yeah. Well, the
Which
brand
is,
is falling apart by the sounds of it.
yeah, there may not be an association coming up. I mean, obviously, it's only things we've read. The F2 hasn't come out and said anything. Jeremy Lynch is too, like you were saying in our messages, to plan this. Jeremy Lynch is too corporate to come out and say something.
Something that Spencer brought up in the first one where he just touched on it a little bit. Apparently, for the third Wembley Cup, when it was the YouTubers, F2 running the YouTubers,
Yeah,
F2 didn't even start like a WhatsApp group chat to organise it all.
no,
Everyone apparently just turned up on the day and like just went from there.
completely
Like,
different times.
how do you think you're going to stand a chance without any preparations at all?
Yeah, like it's not gonna happen, is it?
Um, I do feel bad for Spencer because his name got brought into it wrongfully,
Yeah,
and I can tell when a man's lying and when he's being honest and all that.
I believe,
Like
I believe what Spencer has said.
from what I've heard, Spencer tried his absolute hardest to make everyone happy and to make it right.
I mean, they even gave F2 money the first. Sorry, Sidemen money in the first one.
That's the other team I was thinking of. Hashtag Essidons under the radar and
Sidemen
nah, Sidemen are too busy.
too big now, to be fair.
Not too big, but just their schedule's too much.
Yeah,
Like Spencer asked them to do the second year, and they said, "Listen, we're just our schedule is
schedules
just
though.
far too
Yeah,
hectic."
I'm sure they would have loved
Um,
to, but
I think they should just make like a YouTube All-Star team,
yeah,
take on them lot, because that one would be good.
yeah, it would get views as well. Because that's
What
what you
level?
need. Like, You need big people.
What legends would you bring in that haven't been on before?
Um, I mean, if you could, like someone like a Freddie Lundberg, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be one. I'd bring
Obviously you've
on.
got English, Gerrard and Lampard. Obviously Gerrard's been in it, but Lampard's at now. It's now retired.
I'd bring in what's his face? Ah, if they could, bring in Roberto Carlos.
Oh my god, could you? Wait, hasn't he already been at a charity game? Was it Soccer Aid?
Not a Wimbledon Cup.
No, was it Soccer Aid that was?
I have no idea. I don't watch Soccer Aid.
Do you not?
No, I must admit, I've never well, not never watched. I watched it a while back, but none recently. I did see when Jose Mourinho pushed over Oli Merza.
That was funny. Was it Nicky Burns' free kick? Did you see that?
I did not know.
Oh my god, right. This is completely off topic. Go look at Nicky Burns' free kick at Soccer Aid. Nick,
I
like,
remember,
like, bloody hell.
I remember, I remember Robbie Fowler's free kick in the second Wimbledon Cup.
I'm not sure if it was
That
Nicky
was
Burns.
pretty
I may
good.
be making that up, but Robbie Fowler's free kick in the second Wembley Cup. I can't place it.
Nicky Byrne
Yeah, former, obviously pop star.
is in 2010.
Maybe.
There's nothing coming up.
I'm gonna find it. It may not be Nicky Byrne. I just know he was a very good footballer that played in Soccer Aid. I got P3 in that race, well, should have been the win, but oh well.
I'll tell you what, I'd love to hear what the people think of the F2 in the comments.
So would I.
Um, Sam Scott said that he doesn't think they like each other. I think they just do it for the money.
Imagine. It's Mark Wright.
Mark Wright, he's the one who did the commentary for the Wembley Cup.
I don't know where I got Nicky Byrne from, but oh my god.
I'm watching this free kick now.
Oh, it's worse than I
Oh,
remember.
Jesus.
The
Not
goalkeeper.
bad.
Oh, the goalkeeping though. I thought it flew straight. I remember straight in. I mean, look at the swaz on that. That's still a great goal.
Okay, yeah, the keeper needs to do better, but it's still a decent free kick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk you through some of the comments on Spencer video.
Well, that's a good idea.
Like, It's just comments like about Stephen tries. Someone saying go on to Jack Mate's podcast with Stephen, he'll tell you all about it.
I need to finish that bit and then watch the Jackmate one as well.
I mean, there's obviously the obvious statement with Jeremy Lynch saying he is the best. He was the best on the ball player at Arsenal when he was 15 during the year of the
The
Invincibles.
Invincibles. Yep.
He was apparently the best on the ball.
Deluded, mate. On the ball or off the ball?
Uh, Best at getting released. I'm not being funny. Jeremy Lynch couldn't even cut it at Bill and Ricky, let alone at
Mate, he
Arsenal.
couldn't even do fucking freestyle. Have you seen X Factor clip? No, Britain's Got Talent, sorry. X Factor's the singer one. Seen the Britain's Got Talent clip of him? He fails like 3 times.
I have, yeah, in the semi-final.
Yeah, in the semis. He even bottled it on
I'm
Britain's Got
literally
Talent.
looking on the I'm looking at the F2 Freestylers Wikipedia page. Billy Ringgrove's over 37, Jeremy's 33. Occupation: YouTubers, freestyle footballers, football agents. Uh, he is active 2011 till today. We got a total combined views of 2.5 billion. Do you know what their catchphrase is?
Something about SWAT.
In quotation marks, Swaztekers.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Of course.
That's literally on their Wikipedia page.
Yeah, but... Right, that, mate. Probably 15-year-old fan.
They obviously own the F2 agency. F2 Talent is what it's called. They're their agent for some of their own stars coming up. I mean, as I said earlier, like when I was coercing those to join them once they get older, like, not right at all. Shouldn't be
Illegal,
allowed.
just... a lot of things that they do are legal, but unmoral.
Yeah,
Like, it's perfectly
yeah.
legal, but completely and utterly unmoral. Like,
Um, well, while we're on it, no, the final thing of Jeremy Swazilinch. So it's been near enough 2 years now since the whole Wembley Cup business.
it has.
What do we what do you think the overall impact has been?
Okay, I've got a question that's going to counter your question. In the
Go
last
on.
2 years, how many F2 videos have you watched?
Well, I never really watched them to begin with, but
Okay, so it's better if you take them out. But
but all I have seen is people talk about Billy in a nice way and Jeremy in a bad way.
he's kind of caught, is probably the right word. Like, caught up in Jeremy's business ideas, and obviously they must have squabbled at one point.
No,
Because
I'm
I
not
don't
being
think
funny.
Billy's a pushover, but I think he does follow Jeremy
I'm not being
a
funny.
bit.
They have produced gold together. There's no doubting like what they've achieved together.
Yeah, 100%.
They run multiple businesses. Also, like you can't deny like their influence. I just wish Jeremy didn't have so much. So what did annoy his stupid face when he was
His
like
stupid
showing
face up.
when he was showing off his drink, just standing to the side, looking at the camera, smiling and winking while drink. Oh, I wanted to punch him in the face.
I don't think I've seen this.
It's in the final interview after the Wembley Cup when he goes about a WhatsApp group and all that.
Oh, I thought you meant like an alcoholic drink, like on someone's
Oh
social
no, he'd
media
never
or
drink an
something.
alcoholic drink. Not in the view of the public. He's Mr. Squeaky Clean. He can't laugh at a joke about the nutty professor, let alone drink.
Oh God.
Just so arrogant, and eh, we have given him everything, and he's not grateful for it.
No, I mean
Have you,
there
have
are
you ever
YouTubers
seen?
which are so over their heads. It's unbelievable. I think he's one of the worst.
Have you ever seen the apology that they did?
No.
Essentially, they did an Instagram live where they apologised for what they said on in the interviews. It's literally just Billy talking the whole time with Billy. It's like this isn't word for word, but he's like, so we apologise for the thing we said. Isn't that right, Jeremy? And Jeremy goes, yeah, yeah, and he looks so annoyed that like oh, I have to do this. Wow, I shouldn't have to do this.
Yeah.
It's 100% Billy going, listen, like we're in the wrong. Actually, no, he probably said you're in the wrong, but now we've got to do this because you dragged me into it.
Like I say, I don't think he's a pushover. I don't think he have the balls to, because you can tell Jeremy's the one that runs it. You know, all the branding and everything. Because, like, back to your comment about the joke, the sex joke, which is very funny. Stephen, he's funny. Billy laughed. Billy
He
actually
did.
laughed. And then I assume got a look from Jeremy or something and then stopped. But he did. Billy laughed. Like, I imagine
I
how
made it.
pissed off Jeremy would have been
Billy
at
made a
that.
joke like, "Is this postable?" I made a joke like that, and Jamie just it looks emotionless. It's just
In their own, in all their videos, he's happy as fucking Larry.
in the video of XO when they're doing full videos, he's really happy.
I think
Like,
he's. I think he must have. Like I said, like he keeps saying. When I haven't actually watched the full video yet. I'm getting this from Kian, but um, I have got to the bit where um Spencer goes like, I think like there's more parties in play. I think he's kind of got a problem, which for me, like hearing that from fucking hell, but he may be right, like, cause not.
like you get people like KSI who get told, "Oh, you've got a god complex" and all that. I think Jeremy, I don't think he's got anything. I think he's just a bit of an idiot.
Yeah.
That's all I think. I just think he's a bit of an idiot.
And it's too deep into this social media
Um,
presence that you can't get out of it.
Seb said towards the end of the video, is like, I want Jeremy in however many years' time to look back on that and to maybe think, ah, well, to be embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
You should be. Should be embarrassed about it now,
He's
let alone
not
when he gets
saying
old.
like I want him to be embarrassed. He's saying because a lot of people will take that the wrong way. I'm guessing what Seb's trying to say is, as a grown, he should be doing this. You know, he should know better. So when he gets older, and talk on his younger self and think, oh, what an idiot. That's what he gets embarrassed. Because a lot of people will take the wrong way. I reckon. Yeah, no, I think he should be. But to act the way he has, I like your reference to Manchild actually. That's what it is.
The biggest man child on YouTube.
Yeah, identity crowns.
Jack, mate, has had his issues with Jeremy.
I feel like
He's
everyone
made
has.
videos.
Like,
Like, no, Jack, mate, is like he's made videos that have properly like banged on Jeremy. Like, obviously, he talks about him on the Happy Hour podcast. Like, he's done his own like thing on his actual channel about him. X obviously made fun of him. Like, he has become a joke,
I mean,
and
you know it's bad when Excel like signaling you out.
you notice how they never talk about Billy.
No,
It's just Jeremy.
I think I think Billy. It's like with Billy, it's like being in a like a toxic relationship almost.
Yeah.
Because
Jeremy's just emotionally like scarring him, and everyone's like, Billy, just leave him. Davey's like, no, I can't. Really sad to watch. I'll tell you what though.
oh
I
no,
heard a funny story. I
hold
heard a
on,
funny
I've
story.
completely unrelated news. Have you heard Harry Anderson?
What?
Have you heard about Harry Anderson?
What?
Have you heard about Harry Anderson?
No,
He's off to Hull.
I don't
We're
like Harry
losing.
Anderson.
Yeah,
Actually, that's a story in itself. Harry Anderson. Have I told you about him?
no.
Like my interaction with him. Right, so I was in my place of work. I had just finished.
Yeah,
I worked. I worked in retail. It was a clothes shop.
I love the
I'm
way he's not
walking
giving
out.
anything away.
I was walking out. I'd finished my shift. Just checking out.
Yeah.
I go, oh, that's Harry Anderson. And then I look at him. He proceeds to try and shove me, like shoulder barge me. I
Right.
then look back at him like, what are you doing? He gives me like this really dirty look, and I just start laughing at him. He keeps on walking, and I think I can't remember, I heard him say something. It wasn't anything nice. I walk out of the store, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? And then instantly, I saw a Lincoln City post had him on there. I
Yeah.
commented, "It's a shame he's a CUNT,"
Right.
and they took my comment down, and I think I'm restricted from Lincoln City's Instagram.
Ah.
And yeah, he shoved me in my my workplace. So when was that the it was the EFL Trophy celebration, like when I was going around on the bus.
Yeah.
I think it was that, and the bus was going past me, and I shouted up. I think I shouted up, "Well done, you lot!"
Yeah.
And then I pointed at Harry and I said, "Apart from you, you effing." And I said, I can't remember exactly what I said, but it was you effing something. He
Yeah.
saw me, he looked me in the eye, and I don't think he recognised me, but he heard what I said and he looked annoyed. Like, and it's
I've
just,
only had
mm,
positive interactions with him.
like, yeah, I didn't expect this.
To be fair,
Like,
like,
it was
was
ridiculous.
this like EFL celebration? So that I was
EFL
working at the
trophy
club.
won again
Yeah, it would
Wembley.
have been when I was working at the club. You would have only heard positive things about him because I really like him.
No, I don't. I'm glad he's gone. Wasn't good enough anyway.
No, I mean we have Grant now as well, so
I wish we kept Reed instead of him.
yeah, but they're completely different positions.
I don't care.
Matt Reed was a striker, Anderson's a winger.
I don't care. Matt Reed's a club legend, one, and Harry Anderson isn't. Harry
Harry
Anderson
Anderson's a
shoves
senior
autistic
Tuesday
people.
apparently.
Harry Anderson shoves autistic people, Liam. That's a title. Um, I was. I think I have told you this one before. Is the Per Mertesacker one?
You met Per Mertesacker?
Not really, but technically. Um, essentially, I don't think you were there. It was the Arsenal versus Stoke trip.
Oh, I didn't go on that one. That was
Yeah,
year seven, wasn't it?
was that?
Was that year seven?
No, that
Oh, it was year
was
eight. I think
no, it was year nine.
year nine.
It was
I
year
don't know why
nine
I couldn't do that one then.
because they did
Or was it February?
in year nine they did uh Stoke versus Arsenal. In year ten they did Man City versus Aston Villa, and
Went
in
to
year
that one.
11, yeah, in year 11 they did um the Man City versus
City
Swansea.
versus Swansea at Man City plus the stadium tour of Old Trafford.
Yeah,
Yep.
I made sure I got on that one. But I was where they put us for the Arsenal game. They put us next to the tunnel. Literally, you cannot get closer to the tunnel.
Yeah.
And I thought that who was it? I thought that
Matteo Flamini or something.
I think it was. I think I thought it'd be God. What? I think it'd have been. For some reason, I thought Wilshere would have been captain because I don't like Wilshere.
Oh no.
So,
Obviously it's Per
so
Mertesacker.
they start walking out. All I see is a single leg step out. So I shout, "You're worthless and you're a nobody." And then all I see is Per Mertesacker come out, look directly at me, and he looked really sad after I said that. Like I said it, he walks out, he looks at me, he looks upset, and then just keeps walking. And I remember he played awful that game.
Did, wasn't it?
So I,
Uh,
so I think I cost Arsenal that game. No, I'm kidding. Stoke was really good. They had Boyan. I think it was Boyan got the first two, then Crouch got like an 85th minute winner.
wasn't that the one where you ran on an action and you just never came out?
Oh no, there's a story about that with we're supposed to meet Boyan.
Yeah.
He's a scumbag. We were supposed to meet him. Then he said press conference comes first, and then he kept us waiting and nearly made us miss our bus home.
Right.
But luckily, who I did see was a very tall man. I saw myself Peter Crouch.
Yes.
I chased after him. Mr. Foot was like, Kane, you can't do that, you can't do that. And he chased up to me, and Peter Crouch just looked at him and goes, yeah, we can, mate. I got on to sign my ball. I'm literally looking at it as we speak. And he's a giant. Honestly, I was about year nine. I must have been about 5'9" at this time.
Yeah.
Got a time when I wasn't 6 foot.
6'2" actually.
Or just 6 foot in general.
True.
But I met Crouchy, that was a good time. Never had the pleasure of meeting the F2, but you know, we carry on.
We move on that one. I want to meet Spencer one day.
Oh, of course.
Like, if people don't know, um, like, I was to Kian before we started recording, like, Spencer is the one YouTuber that I've seen myself becoming. Obviously, loves football, very business minded with hashtag. West Ham supporter like I am, and he's the one reason why I now own a share in Real Oviedo. So,
I've been,
seeing his
I've
video,
been watching, I've been watching Spencer since the FIFA player days.
yeah, 2013 days, I think it was.
I think it ended in 2015.
Yeah, he was at Copper first, wasn't he? Copper 91st, then became FIFA player. Yeah,
Oh,
mate, his video with KSI was well sick.
I just remember he was right next to Guj and Daniel when the whole beef with him in KSI started when he goes, who's KSI? I just remember him being there and I was like, oh. Looking back on it after years, I was like, oh, that's Spencer.
Yeah,
He's right there.
how you didn't know that?
There's Oakelfish was there as well, so was
Oh,
Gomp.
mate, Gomp. These are names from the past.
It was good stuff. Just I wish that those times were still around. Free for YouTube. Just waiting on a FIFA 14 pack opening with Rota Shortway throws a chair.
Pink slip where he loses to KSI.
I think we've talked about everything we need to talk about with the F2, haven't we?
Yeah, I think. Okay. Um. Yeah. Actually, we touched on basically everything.
How long have we been streaming for now?
An hour and a half, I reckon. Maybe an hour and 40.
Well, we'll see if we get some questions in. If not, then might not be the longest one we've had.
Nah, but this was very specific.
It was. So in the next 5 minutes, we get some comments in, we can answer them, and then if not, then we'll call it the episode. Um, what have you got planned for stream wise next few days?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
I am working. It's Tuesday today, right?
Yeah.
I'm working tomorrow and Thursday, so I want to come home and crash. Friday, going to Lincoln.
Oh,
Meeting
coming in again. What for?
Terry's party.
Am I
Party
invited?
gathering.
I'm kidding.
Can be.
I've no idea who that is.
Josh's ex.
Oh god.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going in for that, and then will not be in any fit state to make a video Saturday. Oh
Well,
God, do we?
I can talk about it. We did go out.
That was about
Not
to say.
yes,
We
not
do we expose ourselves?
we didn't go out yesterday, but the day before.
Yeah, we went out
I,
Saturday
to
night.
be honest, Liam caught me off guard because all I expected was I'd come there, we'd have a nice little chat. I'd be home at about 10. No,
That's all
I
I
didn't.
expected.
And then we started. What was it? It was a drinking game, wasn't it?
Oh, it was never have I ever. We got so smashed. Me, you, and Reef were literally
Well,
drinking to everything.
there was a mixture of sours,
Yep,
um, Cuban rum,
I brought
um, what else was there?
that. A few
Malibu,
tinnies.
yeah, some Copperbergs, rosé and strawberry and lime.
Jack. Jack
Jack
with
with
his
his
rose Copperberg.
rosé.
Fucking
Manly man.
hell. Oh, pina colada.
Pina colada, yeah. That's
But it
very
turned
coconutty.
into, oh, we're not really drinking to, oh my god, apparently we are drinking.
Yeah, it was evident halfway through the game that I was like, right, I don't think I'm getting home tonight. But I did. I did in the end at 3:30.
Why did we get home at 3:30?
We stayed in the Shakespeare. What was it? An hour longer than we was allowed.
Yeah,
Then
I
it
mean,
took us.
they legally had to stop serving us drinks at
Yeah.
1:30,
Then
and
they
we
kept
just
us in
kept on
there.
going.
Met with my old Irish friend.
Yeah, he was class to be fair.
He was good. Some
Was
guy
he the one
told me
that
to
was
shut.
talking about snooker with?
I have no idea, but there was
Yeah, it
this
would have been.
guy
Actually, yeah.
who was talking about coronavirus.
Gibbo.
I go, Gibbo, yeah. He asked me what I thought. I said it. He told me to shut up, and I went, "You asked me my opinion. I told you it." And he looked really mardy
Gibbo
and
was
just kept
very
it up.
hungover the night before, and coming off of he was on a come down.
Oh, well, bless him.
Yeah.
I don't really care, to be honest.
No. Yeah.
Um, then when we got kicked out there, it took us 20 minutes to walk up to Usher Gallery. No, actually, no. It only took 15 because it was in Topkapi for 5 minutes making friends.
Yep.
By this point, we
Fucking
was
tomato ketchup. Still couldn't
yes,
believe that.
yeah. What did you have in yours?
I don't know, the sauce that he suggested. I would have usually had
Anyway,
like mayo or barbecue, but I
anyway,
think like some
yeah.
chili
So we
sauce.
walked up to the entire way. We can't walk in a straight line.
That's
Get
to
up to
say the
Usher.
least.
Get up to Usher. I remember there was a point where I was sat down on the grass. I was literally, you know when like your head like spins,
Yeah.
like when you roll in your neck. You know, there was a point where my body was just doing that. You was on the floor dying. I
I
was just
was
spinning
looking
for a
up at
sec.
the stars, just thinking, I need to get to my feet, and I don't know where my feet are. I think was my
Uh,
thought.
I was spinning for a solid minute, and then Josh went, "What are you doing, kid?" I went, "Having fun." And then I got a sudden feeling of, "Oh, I'm not well." Not coronavirus, of course, but I thought, I've had too much. I got up, and then I proceed to roll my ankle the worst I have ever done. Like, as I'm speaking, it is wrapped up, and I can barely walk. It was so bad. And then I just say to you two, I've got to go home. I've got to go. And then Josh walks on ahead, leaves us for dead.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Just me.
Josh is pretty much at this point. Jo- Josh hadn't had the shots of Sambuca that we were having. He was having
No, Josh was
pints.
sober.
Josh, yeah, at this point, Josh was sober, and us two were off our fucking rocker. Like,
Can I
there was
just
no
say,
that walking straight was not an option.
I just remember when we was in Shakespeare, we we went outside. There was this old dude and his wife, and I proceeded to have a 15-minute debate with this woman on alien life.
and I was
It's,
and
it's,
I
it's
was talking
self-limited.
to her
It's
husband
it's
about how
it's
he could be my granddad and how weird that is, and the events of his life. Like,
I and then literally I look up at the moon. I go, God, we've been there. And then she goes, how do you know? What do you mean? How do I know? I went, how do you know? I went,
Armstrong, innit?
well, everyone knows. And she's like, you leave his life up there? And I go, yeah. And then she's like,
Come on, then.
why?
That
I go,
has
what
to
do you
be.
mean? It's not like it's like a thing, oh, I do believe in aliens. It has been confirmed there is alien life.
Yeah.
And then she started going on about, so why do you think we never went back? I went, because I think they saw something and they didn't want to go back. But they did go back. Here's the thing, they did go back. There's been 3 secret missions to the moon that people don't know about, but
No.
people have gone back. And the main one that they say, you know, like Neil Armstrong and I were driving on the moon with that little car.
Yeah.
They went back and the tyres and some of the parts were missing.
Mad.
So I explained that. She couldn't seem to grasp logic and fact, and she just went, I think you're wrong. I went, no, I'm not wrong. I'm stating facts. You're just refusing to acknowledge them. And then we got talking about how she was 55, and I said I was 19. She went, I think she went, I'm too old for you. And I went, yeah, I know.
And your husband's literally stood next to you.
And then I turned to the husband, and he's like, God, how old are you? And I go, 19. He's like, Jesus Christ. And then he's like, it was 52.
He was 52, yeah.
And then you proceed to go, I thought he was 42. And then I look at him and go, nah, 25. Trying to make him feel good about
Yeah.
himself.
Oh god.
And oh, the night was a mess. And then we did the punching machine, didn't we? And
I would somehow.
the- these guys brought me in, and there was like, oh, have you done this before? I went, I'm a boxer. I went, oh, really? You're gonna beat us? And I went, yeah. And then one of them hit. I generally think this is what got me really drunk. The punching machine, I really do. Because at the start I was sober, I was all right. Like I was a bit tipsy, but I
Yeah,
was
at the
all
start,
right.
like, we were handling
So,
ourselves.
so I went from a stage because I also was at the Arboretum. Like I was drunk there, but then I sobered up on the walk to the Shakespeare,
Yeah, I mean, like, Reef
and then I had
didn't.
more. No, he didn't.
Poor Reef,
And
actually.
then I think the punching machine got me back drunk because at the start he was like, "Oh, can you beat that?" I think he got 7-6-4, which is a decent score. Then I hit it and I got 8-6-8, which was the new high score.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it might have, I don't know, it might not have been, but
I think it was the high score of, like, certain time. The high score on the machine was, like, 974 or
yeah,
something.
I get some
Mad.
freaks in there. No one can beat it.
No.
And then you came in, we had a little thing, but by that point I was finished, and you did a hook, and all I did was a jab. And I was like, yeah, this is all I can do, or I'm going to fall over and die.
No, I didn't. I did an overhand.
Oh, even worse then.
Yeah.
More power.
Exactly.
And
Because
then,
like all I was doing was jabs, and then I watched the guys do it and went, "Oh, for fuck's sake, overhand, of course."
I, and then obviously when we finished with that, spoke to the Irishman.
You make your Irish sick.
It was. He's one of the toughest people you ever meet.
Yeah.
I,
Swear I've served him at the football, to be honest.
I told you about how someone annoyed him once in a car for making noises, and he knocked out like a whole layer of his teeth
Yeah.
with a single punch. Um, Someone was annoying him in a chippy once, and you know, you get those like chippy forks, the wooden ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did multiple lacerations on a guy's face with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
don't
should
annoy him.
be. No. To be fair, like, he's a sound chap.
Oh yeah, he's really nice.
Just
I
don't know
remember
what he's bad with him.
there was one point I was sat next to him. It was just me and him. You went in to get, I think it was some Jaeger bombs,
Oh, shots, Jaeger bomb, something, I don't know.
and then he just looked and went, "Listen, mate, when do you think this will all end?" And I go, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Coronavirus." And then I was like, if I'm being honest, I
Not for a
think
while, mate.
by summertime next year, if there's not a second wave, I don't think there'll be another one."
Yeah.
He went, "Listen, young man, this is the first thing in a long time that has got me worried." And then you came back and you mentioned the Spanish flu, and he went, "The Spanish flu." And he just started rambling on. And then we did our Jaeger bombs. And then the next, you went back to go get some more. We talked some more, and then that Gibbo came out. And then you bought the Irishman a Jaeger bomb. He accepted it like it was nothing.
Oh, mate, like, the Irishman deserved a drink.
Oh yeah, 100%. See,
I
that's the
bought
problem
three
with
because
me.
Josh wasn't drinking at that point.
Thing is, with me, Jaeger's my favourite drink, but
But
it's
it gets
so
you
strong and it
fucked.
does so much damage.
Especially on top of Sambuca.
Me and my friend Freddie, we're like my boxer friend. He
Yeah.
before nights out, we will share a bottle of Jaeger between us,
Mate, like, what
and
is it, like
and that
17 quid
literally
and you're just fucked for the night.
and that point, literally, we don't need to buy drinks for the rest of the night.
No, that's
We're
like,
all
it's like, if you pre-write, you don't spend a penny in the club.
right. Obviously, you buy some like VKs while you're in there just to hold something, but all they do is just keep you at the level you're at. They don't make you more drunk.
No.
They don't sober you up. They just keep you at the level.
Yeah. I remember, oh my god. So, you know, we did that night. Yeah.
Yeah.
The night before that, me and was the night that I got introduced to Sambuca.
Yep, that's my first proper experience with Sambuca that night.
Yeah. So there was these two girls. The actual person that was serving us, you know, Kate behind the bar. Yeah. The
Yeah,
night before,
she
she was just
she
buying
was
us
not
drinks.
she was not bad at all.
No, she wasn't. And her
Um,
friend, um, Charlotte, was like, "Oh, just get Sambuca." And I'm like, "Oh, I've never had Sambuca before. I'm fucking hooked on the stuff now. I don't know how."
that's still
Like,
face.
I will be shot in Sambuca. Oh, mate, Jaeger's better, but there's just something
Jaeger's
about
my
actually,
drink.
yeah. But you know, yeah. So the bartender the night that we were out was getting pissed with us the night before.
Thing is, it's weird because that night should have been your birthday night. Because I remember your birthday, you had to go at 8.
I know.
Stayed out to like 1 in the morning without you.
Playing like all the games that I wanted to play, but everyone was like, oh, I'm not drunk enough. Oh, Drew's here, he's 16. It's
Well, no,
fucking so what?
thing is, was the only one drinking because the questions then were fairly tame compared to the ones the other night.
Oh my god. Mate, we found out some stuff about each other.
Did it?
Jack came up to me and went, I don't even know you. I don't even know if you're my friend anymore.
Well, I mean, apparently, what was it? Um, Elia, or whatever her name is.
Yeah. Oh, you got it right.
Um, I'm the kinkiest person she knows,
Hmm.
and I didn't like that.
No, weird. Especially when her boyfriend was sat right next to her.
Yeah, yeah, that was a weird situation.
Yeah. But you had
I,
two
I, I
couples. Then you had
yeah, there's Josh who's taken, then there's me,
Josh who's
you, and
taken then.
Jack who are single.
They're three of us. They're three amigos.
Three musketeers.
That's the one, mate.
And then when they try going like, oh, you're the majority here, and I was like, oh yeah, 3 versus 5, that's the majority, isn't it? That's a
Yeah.
strong majority. They're gonna win the election.
I was about to say, if that was Conservatives, would still win. Somehow.
I'm not being funny. Like, I've been single since July. It's now September, and uh, uh stressful times.
What, being single? Fucking love it.
It has its positives and it has its negatives. Well, I mean, positive means like, oh, you can talk to anyone. Like, you don't have
Yeah.
restrictions really.
I mean, to be fair, the only positives are like during a night out. Really. Because then you can speak to people and not feel bad.
Well, I remember when I first started going out, I was taken. Then I got single, and I've not looked back.
But during a night out. It's the best way
It
to be, mate.
was like it's just uh it's just a massive change. If you're like pure innocent keying of on that Arsenal versus Stoke trip,
The one running up to
looking
Peter Crouch.
looking at me now, I'd be like, oh Christ, what
What have
happened?
I become?
What
Imagine me,
monster?
though. Like the guy that would speak to
Yeah,
no one.
little Bible basher saying say saying he was gonna wait till marriage.
I only said that because everyone was like wanting me to say that.
It was a good thing you weren't the only Bible basher at school.
What are you talking about, Ben?
Oh yeah, no, he's a Bible basher.
Who else? Yeah, who else was there?
Um, well, I come from an Irish family, so I've got Catholicism in my family.
Yeah, like that,
You know,
that's what everyone took the piss out of me for. For
yeah, because you're not
family
Christian,
line.
you're Catholic.
Yeah, I've kind of like detoned that, but I still
Well,
believe in the morals and everything. But
but we're going to hell.
yep. Well, apparently
No,
after
because
everything, after that Never Have I Ever game, I'm going to hell.
no, all you have to do is literally just a moment before death. You have to just say, "I repent my sins," and you're sorted.
True. Fucking pearly gates of heaven, innit?
Like Osama bin Laden, if he ever if he well just before he got shot, he went, "Praise God," straight to heaven.
Yeah, that's how it works. So, any Islamic people out there? That's all you need to do.
Oh no,
Oh no! What have I just
what have
said?
you done? What have you said that for?
I meant Islamic terrorists.
What are you gonna do next? You just say to like the Jews, like, if you're feeling like your nation's the one, say your prayers now.
Didn't mean that. Oh shit! What has just come out of my mouth?
It's terrible.
I'm gonna clip that and send it to Labour. Oh dear.
I'm just saying we have no comments,
Thank
and
God.
no, you have said a very, for someone who's religious, Liam, you really
Let's say
put you
any
put
Islamic terrorist out there. That's how you do it. It just came out. Any Islam.
just sound like guy in the media like. Tell you what, yeah, we are not going by no Muslimic law.
Brilliant.
Islamic law. It's great. It's like this monk. It's like in Newcastle when there was like when they changed the name of the stadium, and they were like, we're
Sports
not, we're
direct.
not, we're not putting up, we're not putting up with this. And then like they go, well, what if the thingy can bring in some money so you can sign like wait, like, oh, well, that would be all right. It's like, oh, you're so simple, aren't you?
Oh, brilliant.
So now we've discovered that Liam's a racist.
Name's a
We've
drunken
got no,
racist.
um, we've got no one watching right now.
Oh,
No
oh.
comments.
Do you remember? Hold on. I know you're about to end it, but do you remember walking down the high street on the way back?
Yeah, I do. That was a nightmare because I remember, or just the entire world was like, I've got to get home, and you're like, oh, you got to do in your own house, and I go, yeah, I've got to get home. Just the entire way.
I've got. I can't tell it on stream, but I've got a story like to tell you about
I'll tell you
after
something.
leaving you and rocking up at Josh's. Between that time, oh, I think I can tell it.
I
Yeah,
was not actually sick when I was home. Just saying. I was like, as soon as laid down, I was fine.
I
Yeah, you can tell it.
ended up
We'll
being
end on
travelled
there.
back to Josh's in the back of a cop car.
Huh?
I ended up being taken back to Josh's in the back of a cop car.
In the back of a what?
Cop car.
How did that happen?
So there's this twat that's racing down the road. So I decide to throw my middle finger up at him and scream at the top of my lungs. Stop driving your Vauxhall, you small cocked bastard. Turns out it wasn't a boy racer.
Don't
It
say I
was a
was a
cop.
cop. Oh, Liam.
So they pull over and they're just like, "Are you alright, mate?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were a boy racer. I've just called you that bastard." Anyway, I'd like, he lives around the corner. He's like, "Oh, get in." And I was like, oh, "I'm not in trouble, am I?" He's like, "Nah, we're not gonna put cuffs on you, but just get in the back, you know." Got got my mask on. Got in the back. Whizzed me round the roundabout to Josh's and went. So I went, "Oh, it's this one, mate." And he went, "Alright, we'll drop around the corner and have a good night." And I was like, "Yeah, there you go." But I couldn't really, I don't even want to say it loud because my parents don't know.
Am
My
I-
parents are in next to him. But yeah, there you go.
So essentially, not only are you racist, but you're also against the police force.
Yeah, basically. Come at me in the comments. Basically, Jeremy Lynch.
Swastikers.
Saztek.
Don't you think it's bad that they like it? Swastikers sounds a little bit like swastikas.
Oh my god. Who's the racist one now?
Not
Mr.
me,
Lynch.
it's Jeremy.
Mr. Lynch, yeah.
Well, I think, to be honest, swastikas, I think that's a good place to end it.
Um, yeah. If anyone doesn't know, now you know. Anyway, guys, thank you. Anyway, guys, thank you all very much for watching our opinions on the F2 versus Spencer. I've got timestamps in the comments below if you're watching this afterwards, saying where we cut it off and then where we just explain all night out. So, yeah, listening to us ramble on again. Thank you, Keith, for being here, obviously, as usual. Usual co-host, literally doing all the work, planning it, organising me. I didn't even have a PlayStation. Let's go pick it up from my nan's house, for God's sake. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Any final words, mate, before I end it?
Well, Texas.
Swat